Hello, this is part two of a culture of thinking correctly about power. Power only corrupts the ignorant and self deceiving. Okay, so like I was saying in the previous part now, that you as an individual, me as an individual, we have so much more capacity, to harness our ourselves, what we have within ourselves, our personalities, right? I mean, my personality is I like to talk, I like to read and learn things and then share that information. That's who I am, right? Intellectual capacity, I am able to assimilate facts and transmit them to people. My heart, emotionally, I am someone who deeply feels other people's pain and deeply is interested in helping people to not be in a state of suffering. Like, I just find it so distressing that human beings have to suffer the way they do. I can't, I actually can't handle it half the time. I don't watch the news anymore. It's too much trauma for me personally. It's just a lot. Okay. And then in terms of like material resources, I have material resources. I have this phone, I have a car that I can drive and fill myself in, you know what I'm saying? So I'm utilizing these resources that I have, my intellect, my personality, my heart, and the material resources I have in order to do what I'm doing right now, which is making this podcast and sharing this information with you with the hope that you will learn something and also see and remember as an eternal spiritual being who's on this planet at this time that you have way more going for you than you've been led to believe, that we as humans have been led to believe. Okay. So you yourself, look at yourself. What do you have? What's your personality? What do you like, about life? Find a way to make that something that earns you a living, an income. And money is not the only currency that you can be paid in. Okay. You can find yourself doing something that, yes, okay, you will be able to generate material resources from, but maybe not necessarily money. Maybe you might find yourself with a personality that you're good at, I don't know, driving people around in a car, and you get hired by a limousine company and you drive people around, right? And they give you a car for your personal use because you're a good employee, etc. Now you've got a car. You didn't buy it; the company gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? Look at your intellectual capacity. Are you someone who's good at problem solving? Are you someone who can look at a building and say, yeah, you know what? In a couple of years, if this building doesn't get, I don't know, a fresh coat of paint, the walls are going to start being susceptible to decay from the inside. I don't know, whatever type of thing, right? And look at your heart. Like, what moves you? What moves you? You know what I mean? Those things can fuel your ambition to become the driver of your own sustainable development. And when I say sustainable development, I'm also talking about the fact that you need to sustain yourself intellectually, emotionally, psychologically, and physically in terms of your material resources and this physical body that you live in, that you are in right now for this earthly experience that you're having, you know. So when you are now starting to assimilate these aspects of yourself towards the goal that you have set yourself for this earth experience that you are having, then you become an extremely powerful being. Okay. Because you are also working in alignment with what you and your creator decided that you're going to do when you come to this planet. And I can tell you the amount of doors and opportunities and resources and personal development and growth and insight that you get from your creator, and also from the spiritual beings like guardian angels type of beings that the creator has assigned to you before you came to this planet, and they've been with you since you were born. The amount of insight that they will give you is astounding. Like, I look at the video I made on Christmas last year and I'm looking at the type of insights I have now, all because on Christmas I made a video where I was asking very deep questions about what does it mean for Christ to have come to earth. And I believe that he himself, Christ, gave me a lot of insight, which has helped me to, come to where I am now. And also when you develop this personal power, you're not susceptible anymore to other people's imposing of their perception of you onto yourself, because you're starting to know yourself. You're starting to realize, Wuti, I'm actually personality wise not the kind of person who enjoys drama. I like peace. So people come with drama, I'm out of there, or I tell them like, look, not in my house, bye bye, you know. And also then when you do this and you develop this personal power, obviously your self-confidence increases. Then you are able to speak your truth, and you're also able to say to people in positions of social, economic, and political power, like, "Kahle, kahle, actually, just tell me this. How is what you're doing helping the people? And why is this costing so much money when you could actually do this for less? How come you say you should buy local, and yet you're buying things from another province, when in this same province, in this ward that we are in now, there are people providing that service that you are paying so much more for that comes from another province?" You know what I mean? You then become someone who roots out corruption, because you are forcing the people in the positions of social, economic, and political power to introspect and become self-aware, to no longer be able to hide behind ignorance, because now you know. Okay. Like how King Solomon says, "My people perish from a lack of knowledge." We as human beings have been perishing from a lack of knowledge. We don't understand how much we are entirely connected to our Creator 24/7, 365 days a year, all the time. All the time. We are literally one prayer or one thought or one request away from divine intervention at all times, under all circumstances. Under all circumstances. There's a saying that goes, "The devil is in the detail," right? Which is another saying which is there to disempower people from introspecting, from being deep thinkers, from going inside. You know, why is the devil in the detail and not God in the detail, not the creator in the detail? Think about it, right? What does that do when they say the devil's in the detail? They're making you be someone who doesn't want to think deeply about things. You're just going to go for the surface, and we'll just keep it at that, because the moment you start looking deep into things and going into details, then you're going to encounter the devil, and you're going to encounter deceptive spirits who want to mislead you. Why are we taught to not trust ourselves? Why are we not taught to trust the creation that we're in? Why are we not taught to trust the creator who created us, who gave us the brains which have the inclination to look for the details? So let's stop thinking like this. Let's start thinking power is an avenue for a person to utilize the potential that that position of power offers to affect the trajectory of society. And it is based on the consciousness of the occupier of that position, that that position can either corrupt or can either elevate a person to being the best that they could possibly be for the good of the society that they are leading. Okay? We need to get into nuanced thinking. We need to start thinking in detail. People, when they make these broad statements, they know that you and I have been conditioned to believe that the devil is in the detail, and so we mustn't think about these things deeply. No, we need to start thinking deeply, deeper about everything. Everything. If you can think about it, think about it. If it interests you, study it, research it, get into it. Who are you not to be the best that you can be? The creator put you here for a reason. You are here. So be your best, do the best that you can do. You know what I'm saying? And look into the detail, because God is in every nook and cranny of his, her, its creation. In every nook and cranny, and is there for you in every tiny little moment of your existence. Literally, God, I want to draw a picture right now. Please help me. And I promise you'll find yourself drawing the best picture ever. God, I want to bake a lasagna now. Please give me the energy to make this dough and roll it out and make this lasagna and make it good. Please help me not to fall asleep while it's baking in the oven. Everything. You don't have to be shy, and then also don't be afraid to look inside yourself and be honest with who you are, because that's where your power lies, when you are the best that you can be. Thank you and bye.